As I said, thanks to Mr. Ali, he suggested this topic. Of course, science fiction is my cup of tea. That is different.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I don't know whether people can participate because knowing English is not enough to express it,
Yeah.
because you need to know some facts, some information, maybe some theories in order to
Agree.
discuss, yeah, some specific topics. Knowing English alone is not enough, but let's just try, no problem. So maybe you can start. I mean, what do you have in your mind? I mean, what do you want to know, or what do you basically wonder to know? Maybe we can share something. Maybe.
Yes, sometimes sometimes when I am alone, I think this topic, if there is a life or not in other planets,
Uh huh. Uh huh.
because we have immense universe,
Mm-hmm.
and how can it possible to live in a specific planet like world? There are many planets which have good conditions to live. I think most probably, I have no evidence about that. But if we live in a planet which has a good condition, there can be a lot of planets like our planet
Mm-hmm. Okay. It is
in the
promising.
universe.
It,
Yeah,
of course, it does make sense what you
yeah,
said. Yeah, because
uh,
we are not alone. We are not the only
yeah,
creatures. I would say there should be some other creatures. I don't know, human-like creatures. I mean, all of the creatures. Let's say we look alike. I mean,
yeah.
we are animals too. Thanks to
Yeah.
philosophy. In philosophy, they say, I mean, we are wise animals. We can
The
think.
highest form of animal. Yeah.
The highest form of animal. Yeah, exactly. So there should be. Okay.
Yeah, but sometimes I think that why aliens or how
Terrestrial.
can I
Mhm.
Okay.
extraterrestrials
Given
Terrestrial.
for example
yes,
that there is.
don't
Oh, okay.
don't make contact with us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, if there are some other lives
Mm-hmm.
in the universe.
Maybe we are stupid enough so that they do not waste. They do not want to waste their own time. Maybe.
Okay, maybe we cannot make contact with them, but why don't they make contact with
Contact
us?
with us.
Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah, most probably they have more
Advanced
advanced
equipment.
materials
Mm-hmm.
or equipments, most probably. Why don't they come to world to visit us?
Mm-hmm. We want to talk about it. Of course, we're going to maybe talk about this very heavy subject. Strange one. Bizarre subject.
Just some movies.
There is
That's
a
all I know.
exactly. There are some scientific movies. Maybe they are trying to depict the aliens images. I don't know.
Yeah,
Uh,
most of them think they try to, get benefit from the world, like colonization or, from energy or some materials. Um, it is so special for them. Maybe silver or gold is not special for us. Yeah, it has value, but we valued it. It's
that's
not
true.
itself valued.
Yeah,
So
good.
maybe on the theories,
Yeah,
I can say that none of them true or
yeah, yeah.
wrong.
We cannot take them or leave them.
Prove it. I
Yeah,
cannot prove it
that's
anything.
true. All right. Okay, we have just started to try to dive into this specific subject, Mustafa. Okay. Yeah, I mean, as I said, knowing English is not enough to talk about some, let's say, unknown subjects like aliens, because we have to see it to believe it. I mean, or we have to see it, test it in order to have some perception, overview, I mean, some sort of knowledge about it. But if you have any specific information, you have read something, you have watched some documentaries. I am not talking about the movies themselves. Some documentaries, maybe they can help. Please share.
I have one question.
One question. You're answering the question by asking a question. Good strategy. Go ahead.
No, this piqued my interest. For example, Mr. Ali Murat, Mr. Murat, and Mr. Sky. I don't know what's his real name. Okay, given for example that there is a proof that the existence of other lives, for example, ET or extraterrestrial.
Okay.
As a human being, would you like to have contact with them? Would you like to approach them? Would you like to have a communication with them?
If it is safe, why not? You know,
So how can you
first
assure
thing,
that
That
they
would
are
be
not hostile?
scary.
I
How
said
can
if.
how can you be sure that they are friendly, that they are not hostile?
I said if. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it depends on
Would you take that
your
risk?
imagination. Right now, no.
Would you take that
Right now, no.
right now? 5 years
Because
later?
it is like a kind of gambling, right? Like 50-50.
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah,
It's
you're
like
right.
risking. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's like the humanity depends on it. It's like if they're friendly, we can benefit from it, I think, from both parts.
Yeah.
But if they're hostile, they would eradicate the whole population.
Exactly. If they are hostile, if they are aggressive, maybe the scenario can change.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah?
If
But-
I had a chance, I would make contact with them, but not. I wouldn't meet up with them. Maybe
You
I would make a call with
Yeah,
the
Zoom.
Maybe
camera.
on Google Meet.
Maybe Zoom.
Yeah, Zoom, Google, yeah, why
Yeah.
not?
Why not?
That's true.
I would prefer Skype.
Why? Skype is so slow. Skype couldn't compete with, Zoom, unfortunately.
Interplanetary
No, I'm
meeting.
joking.
Just kind of like how to say, to touch a little bit about topic that we share before meeting.
Yes.
First of all, in my opinion, like it's a from one side a compelling topic. Maybe I can say like a
Yeah.
controversial. Like I mean, till now there is not a certainty in terms of whether there is a like intelligent life or not. Just it's assumed. Let's suppose like it's kind of like expected maybe, and also for some scientists it seems like logical because they when especially the scholars that related or study the cosmos or universe or planet, they see that within all these cosmos, the place of the Earth is maybe I have to say it like just like a tiny spot, like a tiny point. Maybe I can say just for that reason, maybe like they have kind of perception. It's highly possible to have different version of life or different kind of lives. Maybe they are so similar like our humans. Maybe they have different shapes or different, I don't know, maybe like
Appearance.
paradigm, algorithm. Like, I mean, everything can be so different. Maybe they have their own kind of system and structure because just now we are just talking and we can like argue that topic, even all topic that according to our perception, if we normally and also like some animals have kind of just to make a metaphor and analogy, I mean that to give a sense our topic, some animals also have kind of a communication and perception according to their level, but their sense and their estimation, maybe they have a different like I said, interaction with each other. Even maybe they try to make some sense in terms of their environment. Of course, till now we know they don't have a future prediction or future sense. according to the scientist explanation. I don't mean that. Just to give the sense, they have their own algorithm. I mean, and also if there is a like intelligent life other than the like Earth, let me say, maybe they have so distinctively different I don't know like a system or structure, whatever it is. Maybe it will not parallel with ours. Then it will can be highly chaotic. Just even they couldn't maybe catch our sites, and also vice versa, maybe we couldn't get anything from them. That can create its own, I don't know, matters or problems. In another version, let me say, if there are kind of some similarities or some parallels with their lives and ours, I think it will be so like challenging, and it will be so interesting. It seems that in 2021st century, I mean, just we live in 2021, because of this high technology, and there are some scholars that try to make kind of estimation for future, and they are to some extent futurists, maybe we can call them like on that. And they claim that if this process in terms of technological innovations goes on that way in terms of high speed, in a near future, the world will be just a chaos if we couldn't find another place or for expansion, for kind of like how to say, like an alternative even. Because this high transformation, this high, how to say, interaction within all communities and in the world, because of transportation, because of communication like we now having, even that was unimaginable just maybe 20 years ago. Let's suppose after maybe 20 or 30 years ago, it will be, I don't know, will maybe in another layer, just for
Much more tangible.
yeah, more tangible maybe. Just it will create, like I said, another algorithm. Algorithm means kind of like another dimension. That will decrease the space for humanity. If the speed increase is so radically, it will decrease the space. And also, since the population increased so radically, and in any case till now, throughout the history, we couldn't have a population like 8 billion. This is the first time we experience this huge population in the world, and this is the first time we have so high interaction and transformation in every level. I mean, not just in communication, physically and literally, I mean, and also metaphorically. Just for that reason, it seems for humanity's future, it's so necessary to expand the universe or to find some kind of alternatives, just to make life kind of like having a continuation. Just I mean that. Again, it's maybe highly possible. It can be like in another place alive. Just like I said, all those things, just those are the like some kind of, how to say, imagination, or I don't know, our estimation. Since until we couldn't catch contact with any life, we couldn't have any accurate decision. If we one day have a like encounter on that way, in my opinion, first of all, it will be so miracles. It will be like a milestone, like a cornerstone for humans' life. Then we will see what will happen. I don't know, maybe it will create a huge different alternatives for humanity, and will, I don't know, give different kind of sense. Not just physically, humanity will expand his place, but also maybe intellectually also we will expand, in my opinion.
Okay, thank you very much. Very good. Of course, it was a very long statement, very lovely opinion, but please make our, let's say, statements very short, because let's use the time wisely so that everybody can communicate. Murat, you're muted. Murat, you're talking to the, maybe you're talking to the aliens.
Yeah, I was
We
saying.
cannot hear that.
I was saying that's why he takes his time, because we were just few people, and
Yeah.
actually, to be honest, I were out of words for
Yeah,
this
yeah,
topic.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Of
So I
course,
was,
opinion is really
I was tend to
lovely.
listen.
Yes, me too. Just I mean, this is a kind of excuse I always say. We come together to just communicate, right? We are not going to save the world or just try to find a solution for a problem. Maybe we can, but generally, we just try to have a kind of interaction. That is it. Very good.
And by the way, thanks for the how can I
Opportunity.
say ideas. Who
Idea is
was
Mr.
talking?
Ali's
I
idea.
couldn't see his name.
Actually, Ali spitballed this idea. I love that.
Sorry, I've arrived late to
No
this.
problem.
Just kind of getting back and dealing with things.
Uh-huh.
An interesting subject matter, and obviously, I think it does need a higher level of English to deal with some of the ideas.
That's true.
So that's great. That's great. So as I understand, we're talking about should we be reaching out to people further out in the universe in terms of creating some form of contact? Do we think this is a good idea, or do we think this is a bad idea? The premise obviously is there life on other planets?
Okay, all right.
I personally believe there is. The statistics for me kind of say there must be somewhere, but how far away that is, I don't know. Personally, I think it's a great idea to reach out and to see what else, who else, who else is out there, and can they help us in terms of some of the issues that we have, or can we help them?
Yeah, vice versa. Yeah, possible.
The,
Nice
the
question.
assumption, the assumption would be, of course, that for us to reach them, they would have to have enough technology to receive, to be able to decipher, disseminate, somehow take our messages and be able to decrypt whatever we sent it, and then come back to us and be able to communicate with us.
Yeah. But speaking of communication, which language? Or what language? I don't know what. How? Right?
Pictures.
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 Primitive way. Yeah, why not?
But
Body
again,
language, maybe. Yeah.
Hand signs.
We're assuming, of course, they have hands. We're assuming that their cultures, their civilization somehow is parallel with ours, even if it's ahead of ours. They would have come through similar pieces of technology. Potentially, that's not going to be the case. They could be thousands of years ahead of man. So yes, what would be the form of communication? How would we do that?
That's true. Okay.
Teacher.
Yes, please go ahead.
A question came to my mind right now.
Go ahead.
If aliens see us right now, what do you think about this topic or discussing? Maybe they are laughing at us.
Most probably.
What a stupid topic, or what a stupid talking. Maybe they are thinking that, but
maybe we are just the puppets for them. Maybe they can. They are controlling us. I don't know.
And also, teacher, when I watch some videos or when I see the news on TV or on the internet, all phenomena happen in the United States. I don't understand why. They see UFOs, the strange somethings happen in the United States. I don't understand.
Okay. Yes, please.
Well, if we look at various cultures around the world, going back, the Incas, the Aztecs, etc., there is this belief that they have been placed there, or they have been helped by alien cultures. Obviously, conspiracy theories abound in their thousands with regards to this. But I think if we're reaching out, the other cultures, the other life forms within the universe are probably going to be as inquisitive as we are. If we look at mankind and how destructive mankind can be and how problematic one culture is against another culture. So we'll just call it racism for want of a better but well-known expression.
That's true.
You could potentially say that they may be looking at mankind, intelligent mankind on Earth, and looking at us as an inferior life form.
Really?
As a life form not worthy of their good intentions, potentially.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at how we as mankind on Earth treat others with different skin.
Yeah.
So
It's
far.
chaotic.
So would they be friendly?
I guess so, because there was a saying that everything that man touches is destroyed. So I mean, why would they be interested in us if we can't even have like an organized world here?
We have just an assumption. We have assumption. Just we are always thinking according to like our life norms or our
Imagination.
imagination, whatever it is. If they have, like I said, different dimensions, then maybe one day we will have some contact. It will be just a contact, maybe like let's suppose when you walk in a jungle, when you come across with an animal, just maybe you have a glance with each other, but since you don't feel any kind of connection in terms of course it's like a creature, something like this, but you couldn't get any kind of contact. But if they are like, if they have their own system, if there is a parallel with our system, then maybe we will able to like having some kind of contacts. Otherwise, it will not be possible. Maybe just we'll know there is something else.
Yeah, it makes sense actually. It makes sense. Okay, let's just maybe change this question a little bit. Let's say, how do you see the communication of human beings and aliens? Just as Mr. Ken said, like by pictures or gestures, body language, or how? Or is it, but actually, is it necessary to contact, to reach out those aliens? What do you think? Do you think that this is necessary to talk to them, to reach out them? Yes, please.
We have previously, wasn't it Voyager where they sent up messages?
Really?
In
I'm
the
unaware
hopes-
of that.
Yeah, no, I think they did something where they placed on one of the probes going out, they placed communication forms. I come back to this thing that if you look at mankind and where mankind was a couple of thousand years ago in terms of his communication skills, where mankind is now after only a couple of hundred years of the Industrial Revolution, where mankind was 115, 16 years ago, unable to fly. If you have a culture, if you have an alien beings, an alien culture, which has the ability to travel through space within seconds at light speed, mankind will look like Stone Age man would to us. Does that make sense? Because
Yeah.
if you are so far advanced that you can travel through space at light speed or something.
I lost you for a second, for a couple of seconds.
Me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes. I'm gonna remove my camera to help on my data thing here.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think we would look like Stone Age man to them if they have this ability to travel at those kinds of speeds, and or they are using some form of travel which we at this moment in time can't even think of as a science fiction idea. I mean, we look at the Star Trek and Doctor Who. We look at these programs from television programs and this idea to teleport.
Yeah.
We are nowhere near getting anywhere close to that. But if they have developed this technology, we are going to be Stone Age in comparison to them. So potentially their interest in dialogue, their interest in us will be very limited, I think.
I totally agree. Normally, Dick really thanks. That was my opinion. What's going on in my head? Just I couldn't express on that way. Normally, really, honestly, even we in our world today, there are lots of different regions. There are some regions they are so primitive and kind of especially there are some indigenous people. They live on their own environment. Even we live the same planet and the same time, again, we have some kind of, how to say, disconnection just by that way. If we have the state, like a huge difference kind of between our lifestyle or maybe culture or whatever it is, technology or, I don't know, life forms, then it will be I don't know, so interesting. Maybe just we will stay in contact, but we will not be continue to develop a relation because it will not be possible just to. What I mean, let's suppose if you live in a jungle in Amazon in a community, how it's not possible to have a supermodel a car in that region. It's not possible like to have a Ferrari, something like this, because physically, literally, and also it's not possible. Maybe it will be something like this, then just we will know, we will have some kind of simple contact, just it will be stay on that way. I don't know.
Okay, good points, by the way, but the question is why do you belittle human beings? Why do we think that aliens are superior beings? I mean, where does this idea come from? Why we are trying to belittle ourselves? Do you know why I am asking this? Because in case, sorry guys, because in case, let's say aliens were, or let's say are superior, they are beyond human beings, let's say in terms of technology and advancement or whatever, I would say they should have contacted us, they should have reached out to us long ago. Still there is nothing. I mean, a couple of maybe evidences or some sort of documentations, but nothing else. I mean, this question just came to my mind. I mean, do you want to talk about that, guys? Why do we think that aliens are better than us first?
I think if we follow TV gives us this impression that aliens will be much more advanced. That's because cinema and television and books, of course, give this impression. They've developed this mental idea we have of aliens. But you're right. I mean, they might be single cell amoebas.
Yeah.
In which case, we don't want to get in touch with them because they're not going to give us very much. I think it comes back to something I said earlier. If aliens can get to us, they're going to be more advanced.
Okay.
They're going to be more advanced because I don't understand how big space is. I just know it's big. I mean,
Absolutely.
the concept of what's out there beyond just getting to the moon is enough for mankind. So if they can get to us, or if they're sort of coming to us, they are going to be much more advanced than mankind. And I think that's always been the premise for books, for written material, for television, and for cinema, is that if they reach us, they are going to be much more advanced and potentially hostile.
Yeah, of course, it makes sense. But potentially, as you said, I mean, all of these ideas are we can find them in science fiction, not in real reality, real documentations or documentaries or whatever. Not as much as we have to see. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Of course, I am a huge fan of science fiction. That is different. Huge fan. Not just about aliens. I mean, about everything, robots and AI, whatever. But I don't know.
Like I can watch express tickets so logical. If first of all they reach us, it's like natural, of course, since they have like more developed technology or whatever it is, or devices. Just for that reason, if they were able to reach or contact to us first of all at first before us,
Yeah,
that will be an indication about their superiority,
absolutely.
and vice versa. Like if we find first of all some other like life other than the world or universe, then it will be a sign just for our superiority maybe.
Yes, it
uh,
makes sense.
then the problem, I think, the point is here, in order to make a plausible, or how to say, like a more a sensible contact with the like alliance, just if we have some kind of commonalities or similarities, it will be logical. Otherwise, it will be just a contact. Just it will be just we will know there is someone or something, some creation.
Yeah.
But like I said, if we, in any case, maybe like Dick say, they will be like a small cell, whatever it is, like an animal, something else. We don't know. Maybe they will have, of course, like a hand, something so similar like us, but maybe they will use them in so different way. Just we don't know their shapes, their perception, their life forms, whatever it is. Just for that reason, it's so logical. First of all, if they reach us, it will be sign. Of course, they have more than facilities than us,
Yes, it
and
makes sense.
yeah, and vice versa. Yeah, like
Yeah.
something like this. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yes, please.
Teacher, a lot of people share some videos about
UFOs.
yes, UFOs,
Okay.
and uh, for example, the U.S. Army shared a few videos about that. But when people see their
Images?
UFOs,
Uh-huh.
yes,
Okay.
UFOs, when we don't reach their spacecraft or UFOs, whatever we say, when people see that we cannot reach their technology, we can imagine that they are so advanced than us. I think most of people think like that.
Possible. Yeah, it makes sense also.
Just a quick one. I've just did a quick Google on Voyager 1.
Oh,
And
really?
it had a golden record in it with sounds of the Earth. I knew there was some form of communication
Really?
system. Very primitive, actually. There was a
Primitive.
record. Yeah, well, in terms of what we have now, in terms of USB sticks and data cards, they
Yeah.
had a record. They had a record. So my theory is that life form, if a life form gets to us, it is going to be much more advanced. My worry is, and this is slightly changing the subject, is are they going to be hostile or are they going to be friendly? Are they going to benefit mankind or benefit the world, Earth, or are they going to be a danger? That would be more my thought process. And how are we as a world, which is quite disparate in terms of democracy, dictatorship, quite hostile, quite friendly countries, how are we as a world going to treat and deal with aliens who come to us, who approach us, who make contact with us? How, I mean, again, Hollywood gives these scenarios of literally the Americans shooting first and asking questions later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, if they landed in I don't know, a war-torn country, how are they going to perceive the world? If they land in the middle of the Amazon and meet, as somebody said, indigenous tribes who literally have virtually no contact with the outside world, how are they going to perceive what's happening in the world? You would assume that they would be looking at the earth before landing and seeing large cities, and trying to decipher, disseminate the television signals, the internet signals, all of these signals which irradiate from the earth, and trying to work out how they are going to communicate, how they are going, who they will approach if they are a friendly beings. Who will they approach? Who will they see as the world leader, as somebody who speaks for the world? But again, these questions, I think, have been
So nice.
suggested within films as well.
Exactly. These are some thoughts which come from actually the science fictions. Yeah, that's true.
I think science fiction, those who write science fiction are quite often thinking out of the box. They
Absolutely.
They're trying to see this, as happened with the Star Trek, the original Star Trek series, with tricorders and with phasers and all this, things which are now real, or maybe not on a day-to-day household basis. I mean, obviously we have mobile phones, we can do video calling. All of these things 50 years ago were complete pie in the sky, and now it's standard basic technology. I mean, who couldn't survive without the ability to do a Zoom call or a WhatsApp call, or just ring, or just log on to the internet and just kind of go, I need to check something. Obviously, things like phasers, laser beams we are using within industry, we are using within science. They are not something we can use as a household device. So I think our science fiction writers are the people who are thinking so much more out of the box as to what potentially could possibly happen.
I have no idea about that. Who wants to say or mention something about this? Further, statements, please. Of course, we have very limited time.
Can I say something?
Yes, please. Yeah.
But
long time no see.
Okay, yeah. But it's I'm kind of supporting the idea of Mr. Ken.
Yeah.
That if, for example, if I'm going to make an impression or to build up, I don't know, how should I say this, a holographic picture of an alien.
Okay.
I would say, I don't know how it looks like, but I would say they're more advanced. I mean, probably it has to do with the influence of the movies or books that they are more advanced. I mean, in terms of everything. And if, for example, they're going to get communication and get in contact with the people in Earth, I think they might be interested at first with how our bodies works, and eventually they would be more interested with what is in the Earth, the minerals, the things that they could get, and they could use on their planet. But the structure of how we build things here, I think they will not care about that because they have their own structure. So that's my opinion only.
Okay, thank you.
We don't have enough materials of technology to reach them, but even if they have more advanced technologies, why don't they reach us
first?
And first. Maybe their planet, I don't know, it is an idea, maybe stupid idea. Maybe their planet is so far from our planet or our universe. Maybe there is another parallel system or whatever. Yeah,
wormhole, maybe black hole, whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know. I said earlier, you know, knowing English is not enough. You have to know
Yeah.
some extra theories, information, whatever, in order to talk about such unknown and bizarre subjects.
Yeah, it is not related to advanced English teacher.
Yeah. Somehow
We don't have enough knowledge
knowledge about that.
about that.
Okay, but you know,
Actually, we heard lots of
stories.
information here.
Yeah, that's true. Mind-boggling
I
information.
didn't expect that
much.
kind of explanation in this meeting, but really appreciate it
Yeah.
for your informations
Yeah.
again.
Me too, likewise. Yeah, that's true. So let's just wrap it up and just maybe conclude something out of it. And we can maybe continue or just talk about some other topics later. I mean, maybe we can just finish this conversation by answering this question. Answering this question. I mean, should we be worried about aliens or not?
I think we should, as the explanation says that they have advanced
Hostile.
technologies or something. Yeah, they are hostile. And at the first, I stopped with saying it would be scary. Could you imagine that you're reaching something that you have no idea? Somehow
Yeah.
with sounds or with
Exactly. It
In
looks like
real?
you are opening the Pandora's box. You know?
Yeah.
You have
Yes,
no idea about that. Reaching
I
out.
can't say
Okay, then
I
what?
do it.
You know, okay, let's. Okay, hi aliens. Okay, then what? What will happen, right?
Absolutely.
Teacher, the worst case scenario, they will destroy our planet.
I don't
One
think
day, one day we will die.
I don't think so. Let me be very honest with you guys. I mean, I think the most
It wouldn't be a problem, huh?
dangerous, aggressive, you know, being species, yes, is us. You know?
Yeah,
We
human
are.
being.
Yeah.
We are the most scary, reckless, egotistical, destructive, and being, you know, on this planet, I would say.
I don't know.
We survived, sir.
It's still alive.
Survived.
It's still
You'd
alive.
kind of hope that if they are something like humans, they will have developed like humans. They will have gone through the same issues as humans, and hopefully they will have developed to the point where they understand what went wrong in their past. That would be my hope. So my hope would be that because they have been through a similar process, because they have been through wars, they have almost destroyed their own planet, they'd be looking to and be much more knowledgeable and much more thoughtful
Experienced.
about their contact with other beings.
Okay.
So, you know, they will have learned. I hope they will have learned if they have come through a similar process
Yeah.
as mankind is at the moment.
Yeah. Nice. That is nice. Yeah.
Let's hope for that.
Yeah. Be hopeful.
We hope.
Thank you very much for you guys for joining tonight.
Likewise.
And yeah, let's just stop this conversation. It was really lovely. You know, I learned a
This
lot.
is very
personally.
engaging topic.
Really engaging, enticing topic. Yeah, so to speak.
Yes.
But yeah.
It makes you think out of the box.
Absolutely. Yeah. At least you can, you know, broaden your horizon, your imagination. At least you can think. Maybe
Yes.
you can start to write a book about that. Imagine. Right?
According to Mr. Ken, it's like this, like this. According to Mr. Marat, it's like this, it's like this.
Absolutely, yeah.
Compilation.
Yeah. Let's just be hopeful. This is the only thing that we can do. Yeah. Always hopeful. Yeah, exactly. Fingers crossed. All right, guys. Have a lovely evening, day, night, whatever.
Thank you so much, teacher.
Likewise. Hope to see you next time. Take care of yourselves.
All right.
Bye bye.
Have
Take
a good
care,
time.
folks.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day.
Have a great,
Thank you
Bye-bye.
about everything.
great time, I would say.
Bye.
Bye-bye.